Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the anthem.
This is Rouen Pallas from the sunny side of South Africa. I'm a little bit pissed off today about something I've just read. I often read a newspaper called The Weekend Post, which is a weekly newspaper in the Port Elizabeth area, or I think it might be available in the Eastern Cape. I'm not sure if people outside of the Eastern Cape read this newspaper. It's owned by Tiso Blackstar, which is the same company that publishes the Daily Dispatch and the Sunday Times. Anyway, there is a letter by somebody called Rouen Pallas in Port Elizabeth, and this is the letter that has caused me to do this video, because I really want to share my response to this. So the headline is, "Made by Media, Mandela had blood on his hands," right? And here's a photo of Nelson Mandela. I think it's probably one of the last photos before he passed away in 2013, because he's already quite old and grey. Anyway, so let me read to you what he said, and then I will share my response, which I've sent off to the editors of this newspaper. Quote, "I refer to the following comment made by Talbot Cox, Weekend Post, February 24. Cyril Ramaphosa brings glimmer of hope. With reference to Nelson Mandela, as we celebrate one of the greatest human beings this century. What a human being, what a South African." Okay, so just a comment there quickly. This is the 100-year anniversary of Nelson Mandela's birthday, so it's a centenary celebration. And the ANC, the ruling party of South Africa, of course, is making quite a big deal of this. Let me continue. Quote, "Really, was Mandela not jailed for planning the violent overthrow of the country? Was he not the commander-in-chief of the military wing, Mkhonto Wesizwe? Were they not responsible for, among many other things, the cowardly and barbaric necklace murders of many innocent people, mostly blacks? As a result, therefore, he had blood on his hands, the same as for former disgraced National Party leaders of that time. He never personally asked," this is Mandela he's referring to, "he never personally asked for forgiveness for those atrocities. He never openly admitted or denied that he was a member of the South African Communist Party. Everything was said and done as a collective. So that it was not necessary for any one person to take responsibility for his or her part in the criminal atrocities, brackets, cowardly way of avoiding blame. A legacy of the ANC SACP that is still practiced today. Take Jacob Zuma and his followers, including Cyril Ramaphosa, as an example. Every coin has two sides. Both sides must be taken into consideration. If truth and honesty is to reign supreme, Mandela was to a very large extent made by the media. He was a figurehead, poster boy, someone to hang on to amid the evil of the past and both sides. As a result, I refuse to shake the hand of Mandela during a visit by him to Sharpeville Police Station in 1992. I decline to shake the hands of those with blood thereon. Let's not be carried away by the repeated propaganda, disinformation, half-truths, blatant lies, selective reporting of the past, and our own beliefs and disbeliefs. Otherwise, the nation will never really be healed. Let sense and truth prevail over all else, however difficult it may be. If a lie is repeated enough, it eventually is believed to be the truth. Let us not be guilty of this." And this is my response that I am going to send to the editors. This is a reply to Rouen Pallas, made by the media. Mandela had blood on his hands. Nobody will deny the legacy of Nelson Mandela, especially not those who have watched the Hollywood drama based on his book, A Long Walk to Freedom. Yes, he was a terrorist. Yes, he was a member of the South African Communist Party, etc. Since you are pointing out the obvious, are you such an angel? Are you? You were a policeman during the apartheid government, and you didn't want to shake the hands of Mandela in 1992? Did you also refuse to shake the hands of F.W. de Klerk, P.W. Botha, or the former police colonel Eugene de Kock? Did you? It is very easy to point fingers at others. You would be more convincing if you first admitted your own flaws instead of pretending to be holier than thou. You may remember this Bible verse, John 8, verse 7, when Jesus said, "He that is without sin amongst you, let him first cast a stone at her."
What is this? She's a sinner, an adulteress. She's got to be punished according to the law.
Take her to the master. Master! Shame on you! Stone her! Stone her!
Master, what should we do? This woman has been caught in the act of adultery. She should be punished according to the law. What do you say?
Answer, Master. We want to know your opinion.
Yes, tell us. Is it right to kill her?
He among you who is without sin, let him cast the first stone.
This is... Come on.
That's it. We've all done things that is not good towards ourselves, towards our family, towards friends, towards people that we may not even know. This article really, this letter that's published in the Weekend Post really makes me angry, because this man is pointing out the flaws of Nelson Mandela. And Mandela is not a saint. He was treated like a saint, but we all know he was a human being, especially the people who've read his book, because he tells you the things that he's done, and he talks about why he did some of those things. I remember reading A Long Walk to Freedom when it was published in the late 90s. And I read the full version of this book, which was, it was like 800 pages or something. It was a very long book. It was like a very thick book. I didn't read the abridged version. You know, if you want to blame anybody, yes, blame the media. And I think that is what Rouen Pallas has done. He's, said that Mandela's image was made by the media. But the point that I'm making really comes down to that concept of, he that is without sin, let him cast the first stone onto her, right? So before you point fingers at other people, how about you acknowledge what you've done wrong, what mistakes you've made? Because otherwise, you might want us to think that you're some kind of angel, that you're some kind of perfect person, right? And that you've never made mistakes and that you've never done anything wrong. Now, I don't know who you are. I'm sure there are things that you've done, Mr. Rouen Pallas, that is bad, and some people may even consider evil. So please don't insult our intelligence about Nelson Mandela's legacy. I hope that you will write some letters about P.W. Botha and some of the people who were prime ministers and presidents during the apartheid times in this country. And let us know what you think about them and how they were made in the image. Their images were made in the media. So if anybody's watching this, please share your comments, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and let's get this guy some attention, because I think that's what he's looking for, Rouen Pallas.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the anthem. Afrika.